Welcome to Get Sudo. So in this video, we are going to talk about WhatsApp policy change, and I'm going to walk you through two of the best privacy-oriented messaging applications. So first, let's talk about WhatsApp policy change. So this is the page you would be getting when opening WhatsApp, which says not now or agree. If you want to continue using WhatsApp, you need to agree on it before 8th of February. Now let's check out the privacy policy. So the basic change in privacy policy is that WhatsApp will now share the user's information with Facebook companies. Now let's see what WhatsApp collects from us. As you open the page of privacy policy, it's mentioned on the top that if you live in European regions, WhatsApp provides the service under this terms of service and privacy policy. So that clearly means the privacy policy is different for the European regions and for us. The reasons are unconfirmed. So now let's see what it collects from us. It collects basic information like mobile number, undelivered message, status info, and transactions and payment data, and other infos like IP address, phone model number, etc. Other than that, the businesses you interact with using their service is also going to share it with Facebook and other Facebook companies. And also, if you use any third-party services, the Facebook companies will also get info from them. So whether you use Facebook or not, they will get all kind of info on your businesses. There are a lot of companies in Facebook, for example, Facebook Payments, Onavo, and WhatsApp. So the data shared in WhatsApp will be going to all these companies of Facebook, and thus they will be targeting you for the personalized ads. So after these changes, either you can delete the account and switch to any much better alternatives, or you just take the agree button and keep using it. So I am opting for the first option here. I'm going to walk you through some of the best privacy oriented alternative apps. So coming to our list, the first one is Signal app or Signal Messenger. The Signal is a secure, free and open source messaging application that uses end-to-end encryption. It is a messaging app by Open Whisper System, OWS, and they have their own encryption protocol known as Signal protocol, which is also open source. By the way, if you didn't know, WhatsApp also uses Signal protocol as its encryption algorithm. Signal protocol comes with perfect forward secrecy, PFS. For the unaware, let's talk about that. So let's talk about perfect forward secrecy. It must be understood that for data to be protected by end-to-end encryption, a set of keys is required: a public key, which is used for encryption, and private key, which is used for decryption. This is how data is encrypted through end-to-end encryption. Let's take an example. This is Gullu. So he wants to send a message to his friend Gullu. He sends a message. He says hi. This message is then encrypted by Gullu's public key. Now it becomes encrypted. So to decrypt it, it needs Gullu's private key. The same way, if Gullu wants to send a message to Kullu, he needs Kullu's public key to encrypt the message. When the message encrypts and reaches the destination, that is Kullu, he needs his private key to decrypt that message. That's how encryption works. Let's say we have a scenario where this cat, Chullu, is finding a way to decrypt the message which is sent by Kullu. To do that, he needs Gullu's decryption key. And let's say Kullu and Gullu have been talking for a year in this app, which is end-to-end encrypted. So at worst case scenario, when Chullu got Gullu's private key, he can decrypt all the message Kullu has ever sent. But that's not how Signal protocol is made. It uses perfect forward secrecy. What it does is it generates new key at every text message. Let's say Kullu sends a message and Chullu have Gullu's private key. Now he can decrypt this message, the latest one. But the catch is here that it can only decrypt the latest message. Before this, all the past message has their own sets of private and public keys. They can't be decrypted by the latest key. So at worst case scenario, if someone got the private key, they can only decrypt the latest message. And thus it contains all the collateral damage. So that's why not only using the end-to-end encryption is important, but to know also how it's implemented. That's why Signal app is highly recommended by security advocates, and people like Edward Snowden endorse it and use it. Signal app do not log your IP address. It logs minimum amount of data needed. Only thing it have is your phone number. By the way, if you don't want to use your own number, you can use other virtual number services out there. Now let's talk about its feature. It has delete for everyone option here. You can just tap on it and just click delete for everyone. Other than that, it has got disappearing messages. Set it to your preferred time and the message will automatically be deleted after the time. Exploring the conversation setting tabs, you get options like custom notification, chat color, and very important feature which is view safety number. It's given to check out the authenticity. It's to verify the security of your encryption with the person you are talking to. That means it verifies that you are talking to the same person you want to talk. So all you have to do is, before starting a conversation, you just copy this and send to the person you want to chat through any other privacy oriented messaging app, or maybe by calling him or her. Then he or she who gets the code copies it and pastes it here, and if it's the same code, then it says verified. It changes when you reinstall the app and Signal notifies you of that, or if you feel not so good about it, then you have to repeat this process again. One more thing, it's GDPR compliant. So it needs to agree on some rules, which gives us, the user, more control of our data. And non-compliant apps have to pay some hefty penalties. So that's a plus point for us users and our data. Signal is also available as desktop app for Mac, Windows, as well as Linux. So I will make a video on how to download it in Linux. If the video is already made, click on the I button. Watch it right now, guys. You can even use Signal app as your default messaging app. To do that, go to SMS and MMS settings and choose it as your default messaging app. Now let's explore the privacy tab. Features like incognito keyboard, screen lock, blocking screenshots are all present here, so you can check that out to increase your security. The minimum time for screen lock inactivity timeout is 1 minute. You can turn off read receipt and typing indicator as well. There is a feature called registration lock, which uses Signal pin as extra security. It uses your Signal pin every time you reinstall and try to log in with your phone number. Coming to the storage section, we have the option to keep our message for a specific time, and after that specific time it will automatically be deleted. You can also opt for conversation length limit, where you set it to the particular number of messages, and when it hits those number, it gets deleted automatically. Under chats and media section, you get plenty of option to deal with. Also, you can create chat backup, which is again encrypted by a passphrase and stored in your device locally. So whenever you reinstall it, you just have to restore it and click on that file and put the passphrase it gave you, and it will automatically restore your all chats. Clicking on the right bottom edit button, you will find a default contact which is named as Note to self. Here you can normally sync your notes and use it with your other device which uses Signal. One more interesting feature of Signal app is face blur. It can detect your face through AI and it blurs it automatically. To do that, just select your pic, click on the blur icon. You will get an option blur faces. Click on it and it will automatically blur your face, and you can do it manually as well. There was a feature which was used heavily when people were protesting. The last security audit of Signal app was in 2019. They found some bug and they patched it immediately. It's working as it should be. So this all makes it the perfect app to use. These all were the pros of the app. So what are the cons? The only thing that could come in between you and your data is US. As you know, US is well known for its mass surveillance from a very long time ago. And with recent laws like Earn It Act, they are indirectly threatening the privacy and end-to-end encryption. So when Earn It Act was about to get implemented, this was the official blog written to their site. They clearly wrote that small non-profit companies like Signal will have to leave US. So US is always known to surveil the citizens. So when they asked for the backdoor in their app, this was the official statement by Signal on their official website. Till something with new name doesn't pop up, it's okay to use Signal app, but we can't predict the future. So keeping that in mind, let's talk about second app in our list, Threema. Threema is acronym from EEMA, short for End-to-End Encrypting Messaging Application. And the major plus is that Threema is an independent company placed in Switzerland, with all their servers also being there. Thus, you are ensured that they are following all the strict privacy laws from Switzerland concerning your data. This makes this app much more better alternative than other messaging apps like Signal. And to use this Threema app, you don't need even a phone number or any kind of other address. It just gives you a Threema ID which identifies your account. When we are talking about the encryption algorithm, it's missing the perfect forward secrecy (PFS) from its algorithm. Threema is a paid app which is open source, and it mentions the security audits of 2019 and 2020 as well in their site. So I'll put down the link, you can check that out too. Now let's check out the feature it offers. So as soon as you tap on Setup Threema, it gives you a screen where you have to move your finger, which will create some random data, and this will eventually create your key pairs with your Threema ID. After this, it will show you your Threema ID and let you create a password. Threema also do not log your IP address as well as any metadata. It uses NaCl algorithm for its encryption, which is again an open source encryption algorithm. You can either choose to give your phone number or not. Sending any kind of file and texts and even calling is all end-to-end encrypted here. This is the chat page of the app. Now let's explore privacy settings. You can block unknown contacts. You can request incognito keyboard. Check your blacklist from here. Now under the security tab, locking option, which gives you option of PIN password, and it says to remember pass or PIN as it doesn't save it on the server. Turning on the app protection, you can even set lock screen out time to even up to 30 seconds, and unlike Signal app, which takes minimum of 1 minute to lock the app. After turning on this option, you get a lock icon in your chat tab on the top right corner. Under the appearance tab, you can turn on dark mode, which looks great. Under Threema call section, there's an option always relay call, which takes all your voice call through their server, thus protecting your real IP address. It is very important to check that option. Under storage section, you can delete all your saved files as well as your ID from here, and it represents your storage on a bar graph. Some other features include Threema Web. To use it, you go to your PC, open web browser and go to web.threema.ch, and then from here tap initiate session. So this way you can easily use it on your desktop. So let's explore my profile here. From here you can revoke, export and delete your ID. To revoke your ID, it will make you create a password. Then it recommends a link, so you have to go to that. Opening it in your browser, you can put your Threema ID and your pass you created for your ID revocation. The website says it will delete Threema ID and all associated info from servers. That's a great option for privacy enthusiasts. And to export your Threema ID, here also you have to create a unique pass through which your exported file will be encrypted. You can share this code or print this code. You can restore your ID when needed. Now let's explore backup tab. So going to backup, you have option of Threema Safe. This creates an anonymous and encrypted backup of your Threema ID and contacts. So in case if you lost your device or access, you can have all your data here. So it saves its backup on their server. The best part of it is that you can change it on your own servers if you don't trust their servers, and other thing is that it's platform independent. So if you take backup from Android and for some reason now you are iOS user, so you get all the backup in your iOS. That was all pros about the Threema. So what are the cons? Cons are that it does not have 2FA enabled, as well as it's not free. On one hand, we got Signal E2E encrypted with perfect encryption algorithm, but also it's backed by United States. On the other hand, we have Threema, which is paid app backed by Switzerland, which takes data privacy very seriously. Federal Act on Data Protection makes sure of that. It's also with good encryption algorithm, which is also open source. So guys, which one would you choose as your messaging application? Comment down your favorite messaging application so someone who don't know about these things can get to know about it. So that was all for this video guys. Hope you like it. If you do, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button. Thanks for watching Get Sudo. See you in the next one.